Shabbos, in addition to everything that we feel because of the events of close to 2 weeks ago now, the massacre and all the stories you're hearing, they're mind-boggling, they're disgusting and terrible, and they're just so painful. But there's that added issues that really pain the Jewish people, pain us. I hear from people saying how disappointed they are in so many of their colleagues and people they work with and people they know who have totally ignored the situation, who have not said, how are you holding up? We're with you. We're thinking of you. We are stand with Israel. And the fact that so many people that they know that they've been involved with for so long are not saying that really hurts them. In addition, we see how the world media and have so many in the world. Yes, we've gotten a lot of support, but on the other hand, how could there be anyone that doesn't support us? I mean, the level of condemnation against ISIS or against 9/11 and Al-Qaeda was far, far greater than what's happening in Israel, and this is a worse event in many ways, and more cruel than even ISIS. So we just can't fathom it. It's really, and it's playing on people. So I want to give a certain perspective on how to start changing the perception of the world. I hear constantly about the PR, Israel's PR is not good enough. It's not how they're giving over the message that's the problem. It's the message itself that's the problem. What is our right to Israel is the issue that must first be expressed in the most powerful way, with resolve and with commitment to the truth of it. That is the issue. You see, we thought that we're going to be Mr. Nice Guy, and we went out of Gaza, and we signed Oslo Accords, all giving up parts of Eretz Yisrael, parts of Israel, to the Arabs living there, so that the world love us, so that everyone thinks we're great. The interesting thing is that after every one of these times that we've given up something, the world perspective on Israel has gotten worse. If you think back, anyone who was around then, before the Sinai Accords, before Camp David, we were in a much greater position in the world, how the world looked at us, than afterwards. Then we sign Oslo and we get into a worse position. Then we leave Gaza and we get in a worse position. We thought, we leave Gaza and they'll shoot a rocket. Everyone will be supporting us to go in and get rid of the terrorists. No. So how does that make sense? This is what I came up with, and I've shared this numerous times in the past. And I think that, sometimes you say something and people aren't in a frame of mind to hear it. Maybe now, after everything happening, people are more open to it. That is the following. Every time we retreat and we give up parts of Eretz Yisrael, we are saying it is not ours. We're not saying we're Mr. Nice Guy. That's what we think we're saying. But what people hear is that it's not yours. If it's not yours, you're a thief. And if you're a thief, you deserve almost anything coming to you. If you're on stolen land, okay, maybe they went a little too far now. But they need to get rid of you because you're stealing their land. We must say that which it says in the first Rashi of the Torah. Rashi, the commentary 950 years ago, sitting in France, tells us, why does the Torah begin with the story of Bereshis? That at the beginning God created the heaven and earth, and then the story of our forefathers, etc. Why doesn't the Torah begin, if it's a book of laws for the Jewish people, it should begin with the beginning of the Jewish nation as we leave Egypt, as we're about to leave Egypt, and Hashem gives us the first laws as a people. Says Rashi that in the future, when the nations of the world will come to you and say, you're thieves, you've stolen the land of the 7 nations, you say to them, the entire world is created by God. And in his will, he gave it to the nations that had it before Israel. And in his will, he took it from them and gave it to us. Rashi's telling us that this is the battle cry. Rashi, living in France during the time of the Crusades when they murdered Jews on their way to conquer Israel, says to us that throughout our history, there will be those. It looks like Rashi was mainly talking about today. From 950 years ago, he's telling us today, this is how we must react and what we must say to the world. We are not interlocers. We are not thieves. This is our land, and we are here to stay. And if anyone wants to live here who isn't Jewish in peace, gesundheit, we can have you in peace. But if you're not going to be willing to live here in peace, then go find another place to live. This is what we must scream to the world. And when we say something that is true, that people can actually relate to in truth, then they accept it. This is so important. In 1976, the present president of Israel, Isaac Herzog's father, Chaim Herzog, was the UN ambassador, and he came to the Rebbe on Simchas Torah. And the Rebbe said to him, he walked up to the Rebbe between the Rebbe's talks, and the Rebbe said to him, this was revealed to us by his son, the present president, that you're going to speak in the United Nations. They were talking then about Hebron, which was in Jewish hands. You should say to them that Hebron is the place that Abraham buried Sarah, that Isaac and Rivka are, and Jacob and Leah. This has belonged to Jewish people from almost 4,000 years ago. And you are a Levi, and it was belonged to the tribe of Levi. Indeed, that is exactly the speech he gave in the United Nations. You can look it up. 1976, the speech of Chaim Herzog in the United Nations. He wasn't shy. He said it as it is. Unfortunately, it was few and far between. Yes, Ben-Gurion gave a speech like that in 1947 to a commission in the UN, speaking about the rights of the Jewish people to Israel from the time of the Exodus. That the point of the Exodus, Hashem said, I'm going to take you out of Egypt in order for you to go to the land of Israel. This is our land, this is our country. And if you have any mistake about it, the fascinating thing is that in this week's Torah portion, when it speaks about the Canaanites, who are the ones that we have then been given the Canaanites' land. So what is the Canaanite land? It says from Sidon in Lebanon till Gaza. In the portion of the Torah we're going to read this week, and down the Sodom and Amorah, down to the other side, across the Jordan River, and so on. This was the land of the Canaanites, which was then promised to Abraham, where Hashem says, go to the land I will show you, which was the land of Canaan, where he promised him, together with the covenant of the bris. It's promised to the Jewish people after the exodus from Egypt. This is our rights to Eretz Yisrael. If we say that with conviction, with a strong posture, without feeling, oh, I'm sorry, I just have nowhere else to go. No, this is our land. Israel is a matchbox in a football field compared to the 22 Arab countries around us. And we have to be the ones to go because of these massacres. It is mind-boggling. So I ask of you, each one of you, when you speak to anybody, make it clear to them that Am Yisrael belongs in Eretz Yisrael because it was given to us by Elokei Yisrael, by the God who Christians believe in, who Muslims believe in, the God of the Bible. That is the greatest proof that we have. And hopefully, as the Pasuk says, Hashem will give you strength. And it's only through our strength that we stand tall and stand strong for our rights to Israel. Hashem Yivarech Sameh V'Shalom. Hashem will bless his people with peace. Good Shabbos.